thought you meant like dodgy charger.
Who wants to get Prince Albert?
What's a Prince Albert?
Do you know what Prince Albert is?
No.
Are we live?
I guess, yeah,
Prince Albert is when you get a piercing on your dick.
Oh, allow it. Allow it.
Guys, we're live. I beg you.
Okay.
Allow
Get
it.
that as well, what your brother just said.
No, it shouldn't be live.
Go get us,
So guys, we're back. Sorry, we've had
Technical difficulties.
We've had some technical difficulties.
You know what
Technical
you said,
difficulties.
Can I? Okay, so we're gonna start. We're gonna start this podcast again. Sorry for the loudness and everything.
Can you please go get
If you
us
got
tea?
phone, cause I beg you.
Such a waste.
He's getting an Uber Eats for tea.
Okay.
Not for me, not for me. I don't drink tea.
So we're live again. Sorry for the delay with technical difficulties.
By the way, how long is the delay between us?
3 seconds.
3 seconds.
Okay, can we go talk?
Yes, okay. So we have.
Let's just dive in, please.
We have.
No, let him tell the audience our topic.
Let me get straight to the point, yeah.
I don't even know the topics.
So let me get straight to the point, yeah. Come on. We have 4 main topics to discuss today. We've got
Can you
the
introduce your guest
Jake
first?
Paul and Ennis and GIB fight from last night. We have the Katie Hopkins
And
scandal
the
that's going
Chinese
on. We have the
Ebola.
we have Brexit today at 11
How much
p.m.
topics do you want to discuss?
Bro, listen.
Don't worry.
I want to talk about something much more important than all
You
of
want
this.
food? Just shut up. Let me give my
Listen,
intro.
finish the intro. Can you introduce the
And then you have to introduce your guest.
Yes. So you know when you start a show, you say, "Hi guys, welcome to the show. We're gonna discuss this with my guest."
Alright,
so
go on.
you've edited.
You gotta wait for your bit. Say more than jump in the gun.
Go on.
Huh?
You jump in the gun.
Go on.
Introduce me, wait.
We have
Said Murtaza El. I'm not Said. Don't reference me as Said.
Oh, sorry, Said.
And can you close the door?
Okay.
Come on, man. Wallah, I want to go help you.
We have the YouTuber fight from last night. We have Brexit that's going to finish at 11
o'clock, 11, yeah.
Shush.
11 p.m.
You open the door.
We have, like I've said the thing 7 times. We have the Katie Hopkins scandal, and we have the the 2 reports of corona diseases in Yorkshire and Newcastle. Yeah. So
And
again,
spell
first,
your YouTube name again?
SEVRIX.
Man, them don't even know the show that they're on.
Okay, so
It's got 2 views. And it's
Um,
me immortal.
Moses,
Yes, hello.
what do you want to discuss first?
Are you not gonna?
I think-
Wait, are you not gonna
we're not
introduce your
live.
day?
So I'd like to introduce Mustafa Jalal Khan.
Thank
You
you.
just made this
And
for no reason.
Mr. Jalal Khan has an interesting topic he wants to discuss. And
Actually,
bring
I
forward.
think something more important than all of the topics that my brother on my right has spoken about and all wants to discuss.
It was
is-
Hassan Kelkhan last week's one.
Yeah.
I think we should talk about financial investment within the Muslim community,
Indeed.
especially the youth.
Yeah.
So, okay, let me ask you this, Said Mustafa.
Go on.
What do you know about investment?
To be honest, I'm actually quite
Whatever you
ignorant on
like,
the
guys.
fact.
And if someone was to approach you with an investment opportunity,
I'll be very wary.
how
I'll be very wary.
yeah, exactly how much would you trust that individual?
Very, very wary.
And
especially
what
if
what sort of returns would you expect
Why you-
percentage
You
wise?
just subscribe from channels one, you idiot.
Yeah, I'm no.
FYI, he's finishing now. He's gonna give up for you.
Okay,
Okay.
quick.
All right, quickly. All right. So I think that I would be very cautious,
So,
and I'd probably want
What we
really good
discussing?
returns.
so what's a really good return?
Okay.
100% of my money back. Innit?
You want 100% of your money
Yeah. in 2
Back.
weeks.
in 2 weeks?
No, obviously, realistically, you'd want a realistic return.
Which is
I don't know.
Which is
okay.
okay.
See, I'm being honest with you. I'm
That's
here to
fine.
learn.
Okay,
That's
so
fine.
you're here to learn. You have no idea about how stock trading works. You hate stock traders and you hate people who trade.
No, I don't hate them. I just think that some people that do stocks.
My sister said it's not Jack. It's Jack Paul. I mean, sorry, it's not Jack Paul. It's Jack.
It's Jake
Shout
Paul.
out to the Husseini
Jack
family
Paul, not Jake.
supporting.
Oh
the
yeah, I wrote
podcast.
Jack Paul.
Okay, so moving on.
Thank-
So let me
thank
educate you,
thank
young brother.
thank you.
Who's Jake Paul? Okay,
So
so
this is for the young kids. So this is what you need to do to be good at investment. Yeah.
Don't be.
So first of
No,
all,
I'm not.
no investment is a small investment.
Exactly.
You can even there's certain stocks you can invest
Wait,
in.
before you start,
Pennies.
I actually, wallah, I'm
Go
not taking piss.
We got a caller.
Who?
I missed that.
I look,
Hang on,
you know our marja.
Yeah.
Well, my marja. I
It's
don't know
too
who
early
you
to
guys
talk on
follow.
our live. We're not taking calls at the moment. Call back
But
in about 5 minutes.
what he said is that whenever you want to go into investment,
Mhm.
whatever it is,
Wallah, now.
don't put everything in.
Don't
Okay.
lie.
What he says, say sadiq. Allah
Yeah,
Akbar. He says always invest
Your
half of what
granddad's
you
gonna
got.
walk in the
Okay.
And then if you lose the money, you've only lost half of it. And if you've made money, then that money, half of it again, you invest it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you keep going. So if you make a loss, it's not gonna affect you that much. So,
So
it's not like a gamble.
Where did you read this?
No, I watched the video.
Oh,
I
fair
don't
enough.
read.
Okay, so before
don't
we
read.
start
I never
discussing
read.
about
Do you want to just turn it off?
oh, are you
Oh,
back? Are
I
you gonna
just gave my silver money to your granddad.
yeah, so it,
I've
okay.
made a lot of more money again.
Yes. Go sort out. Okay, I'm gonna turn off his mic for now. So okay, I don't wanna do misleading. We
Your
have.
granddad's gonna tell you.
Hello. He has a SIM card at home. SIM card to
So we're being disturbed by Hajar.
It's okay. Let me continue. So, in terms of investment, there's nothing is a small investment. You could invest in something as
invest as little as £1.
less than that.
No way.
You can invest in 1p. The thing is with stocks, you need a float because if the price goes down, then you need a float in the account to keep it
What are we talking about?
keep your account from closing.
So
So you
I
need
was
a
gonna-
float.
I was gonna discuss.
Normally a
topics that
Let's say,
we
for example,
introduced.
I
Can
buy
we
a
talk
stock.
about Ebola, please?
One
The
second.
disease. Jonathan's mic is off.
Dickhead.
Speak.
1, 2.
Yo, your mic is fine, and he's lying. I'm
Tell me
not.
mine.
and Jill Khan's mic are better.
Yeah, but turn it up.
What about now? How is it now?
Interfere in our live, please.
So basically,
Baba John just interfered, and now Amir John.
Okay, look.
wait.
Can we
So
talk about
if
something I like, I don't like.
you
No,
don't
no,
like
okay,
stocks and
okay.
making money,
Okay, look,
we're
I'm
making
not-
money moves.
Okay, Mustafa, listen. Yo, DW, yeah, relax, yeah.
Don't
What's
ever
DW?
tell me to relax.
Don't
I'll burn your
worry.
dad's Husseiniya.
DW is like girl.
Dad's Husseiniya. I'll burn it down. Chat to me like that, bruv.
Oh.
I'll flipping burn this.
Yo, relax yourself, yeah.
Don't chat to me like that. I'll crash
the
the mic
beginning
at
of
you.
By
the-
the way,
I
he
did-
lost a kidney. he
What
lost
is wrong
some
with
of
you,
the brain.
brother?
At the beginning of the show.
I lost both of them, by the way. That's
And
FYI.
he lost brain cells as well.
At the beginning of the show, we said we're gonna discuss these topics, and you went on trading. Okay, with no offense, you just turned up. You can't discuss anything you want.
You said to
We-
me yesterday,
We have.
Listen, this
we have
waste,
a
man.
Word document.
this liar,
We have a
this
word
lying
Document has
Iranian
we have a
said
word-
to me yesterday when I was dropping him off to his house,
Yes,
he
I
said to
said
me,
no. I
he
said-
said to me, this waste man here, he said to me that I can discuss whatever I want. So guess what I'm gonna do?
Yes.
Guess what I'm gonna
But
do?
there's a structure. There is a structure, and there's a.
Alright, go on, okay. Let's talk about Kate Hopkins, whatever her name is.
Nah, I don't know who she is either. Talk something about.
Bruv,
her.
she got caught. She's a big racist,
Yeah. what
and she hates Muslims.
Okay.
And this guy, he's a YouTuber. Wait, put it back on the other screen so we can see it.
And what
No,
did
but
she
the
do?
viewers don't see it. Wait.
So what he done, he invited her to.
What's his name, by the way? His name
It's Josh
is Josh
Josh
Peters.
Peters. Yeah, Josh
UK
Peters.
British YouTuber.
He's
His
not English.
His dad's from
A
South
UK
Africa. or something,
British
innit?
YouTuber.
Cape Town.
Yeah,
Just say
something.
one of
Cape
them.
Town.
I think
Don't
he's originally from Cape Town, I think, or somewhere in South Africa, maybe
come on,
Johannesburg.
make it.
Anyway, so what he done, he wanted to prank this waste man.
Yeah.
She's really racist, she's really obnoxious, and she's always talking about like how she hates people being called weird names like India.
Oh my god, yeah.
And then she has her daughters called India, so it doesn't really make sense.
She hates people who have
Like
the name
Taylor.
after cities like London, Brooklyn.
can we skip to the
All right,
next
so what I'm saying
Chelsea,
is she's a prick, basically.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to say prick?
Please continue.
Anyway, so what this guy done, he made this fake group where they want like,
Organization.
huh?
It's a fake organization.
Yeah, it's a fake organization, and they want to push like white
of
agendas,
speech.
freedom
Yeah.
of speech, and they really want to. They just want to be pricks as well. It's a bunch of pricks wanting fake
Be
pricks.
pricks.
Yeah. And then the title, what was it called? It was something, but the acronym of it spelt the word cunt. All right.
You can say CUNT, bro.
Anyway, so
And I'm trying to make a PG podcast. You come and say prick, 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 prick. Like, relax yourself.
he flew her out to Prague, and they done this whole thing, and then he stood her behind this board
Yeah.
and gave her this award, this fake award, and he put it on the internet. Last time I checked, it's got like 1.5 million views.
Yeah, I think. I mean, it was a prank, and what he did was he made the Freedom of Speech organization
So
or
he's
a
just
campaign
repeating
for
what I'm
freedom of
saying.
speech, and then they wanted to give. They set up a fake award ceremony to give Katie Hopkins an award. And what they did was they booked the Four Seasons Hotel in Prague.
Yeah.
They hired actors.
How much do you think that shit cost them?
I'm
That-
going Prague next week, by the way.
Is it?
What for? worry about.
Wait, man's making money moves in Prague. You get me?
So they hired actors.
Wait, how much do you think this actually cost them on the reels?
On the real, I think it would have cost about $5,000.
No, man, more than that.
No,
Less.
you're flying in Katie Hopkins. You need to make
Yeah,
a
but
deal
a flight
with
to
her and
Prague.
give her
How
good
much?
money.
How much you
No,
paying
but
for your
need to
flight to
give
Prague?
her money.
No, you
How
don't.
much?
Nah,
You
you're
give
giving
them
an
a-
award.
You give
It's
them
a,
an award.
£30 a flight to Prague.
nah, bro, it's probably a first class thing.
And the actors were from Prague.
Exactly.
Yeah,
No, no,
but
look, statistically, like if you look at like the financial amount, you probably paid
Okay, so
£500
they
for
brought
the
her
plane
to Prague.
ticket, £500 for the 2-night stay, and everything's included. You're not gonna pay her anything.
Yeah, and then how much? I think the most expensive part was probably the.
Probably the
Whole
dining.
high-
Yeah, the whole hire and the food.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
not $5,000. It's more than that.
No, £5.
I think it's more than that, bro.
How much do you think?
Bro, to rent out a hall for a wedding, it's like
Yeah, but it wasn't a hall; it was a meeting room.
yeah, but bro, it's probably like gonna cost them just for the hall like maybe $3-4 grand.
No.
No, you're a bit.
No.
Why don't we check it actually? Look, check it. Go on Four Seasons in Prague.
It's copyright.
What do you mean?
No,
Four-
he's saying go on to the hotel. Four Seasons.
Let's see
in
how much
Prague
it
and
costs.
See how much it costs for a thingy. Mr. Jeddah Khan.
Yeah,
And you're a
Talk to-
football man.
not really.
Because there's transfer deadline day today.
New subscriber, IHD.
Oh shit, did it go?
No, you cancelled it, but I still got a notification.
Oh my god, that's jokes.
Yeah,
So
it's
Jeez.
you
transfer
wanna see
deadline
what
day.
Four Seasons?
Four Seasons in
Four
Prague.
Seasons.
Can you put it on that screen so I can see what we're talking
Prague,
about?
no, I can't.
Wait, this one. Shall I
Um,
bang him? Shall I dash the mic at his head?
So Four Seasons Prague for a 1-night stay for 2 people.
No,
Is-
we want the meeting rooms. The
Go
venue.
to the
hire.
meeting room so we know how much.
Oh, do you know what I hate though? Do you know when you go online and you want a quote? You want a quote on like
Yeah.
you know what I mean, for a room or something, and like, oh yeah, please call this number for a quote, and it's like, what?
Why do
Why
I
can't
need
you
to
just
call?
tell me how much you charge?
Exactly. Doesn't make sense, does it?
Unless-
I'm gonna go Kefir much, by the way.
Wait, where's Mudge? Because I want to go Kiffy.
Okay, yeah, finish.
Yeah, they're finished giving up food.
Let me go on. I need to
Bye
go.
guys, see you guys.
When food calls, you need to dip.
Can you bring us some gourmet sabzi, please?
Okay.
Thank you.
And can you turn on the lights, please?
I'm sorry that we couldn't do a proper podcast, but inshallah I'll be here next week if I'm alive.
Thank you.
Habibi.
Can you turn on the lights? Our view,
Oh, you're live on camera, bro.
Oh, the
Yeah.
viewers are leaving because it's dark. Thank you. So, now we can get to the real podcast. Moses.
Yo, what you saying? Okay, so back on this Katie Hopkins thing. First of all, her Twitter was suspended. All
Wait,
right, so her account's not closed. No. That
Shout out
was
to the
different.
man them. Who's
Allow
watching?
it.
The 3
Allow
viewers
it.
that are watching. Shout
Allow
out.
it, fam.
I put this away. Put this down.
Leave it under. Bye.
So first of all, her Twitter account was suspended
Yeah.
due to hate speech, and it was an organization to do with. It's run by a Muslim man.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't actually matter what religion they are, but it's nice that it's a Muslim man and a Jewish man together that work,
Yeah.
that work together on this
Yeah.
campaign, and it's to do with like cyberbullying and also
Yeah.
hate speech online and social media, and they're the ones that have been working alongside Twitter to actually suspend Katie Hopkins' account. So her Twitter account got suspended, and the funny thing is,
So it says here, controversial commentator Kate Hopkins has her Twitter account suspended for violating its anti-hate policy.
yeah, and it's funny that it happened I think yesterday or the day before
That
yesterday,
was last night, yeah.
and just the day before or just before Brexit.
Yeah.
Where she's been, she's been campaigning so much for Brexit to happen. She's been campaigning so much for the Tory party to take lead, for Boris Johnson to become Prime Minister. Even to an extent where, I don't want to go into too much details, but she said, if we don't leave on the 31st of Jan, I will drink coffee or tea, a pot of tea in the British Cafe, which is the famous cafe the losers go to in Apprentice. The losing team goes to in Apprentice, which is basically, it is in Acton, in West London.
I want to go there.
It's near Park Row. It's behind Park Row.
That's
where it's filmed.
I've drove past. I've never been inside to have coffee. I'm gonna go.
Yeah. And she's gonna do it like with in an indecent manner.
Yeah.
So her Twitter account got suspended.
Yep.
So it's not been cancelled. If you search her up, it'll still come up. It'll come up with her name, her followers, and everything. But the tweets are all gone, so it's suspended for now. And on top of that, some guy pranked her. What's his name? Peters.
Josh Peters.
Josh Peters pranked her as well.
out to
But
Prague
did
for
you
a
hear?
couple of
Did you hear her speech?
No, I don't know.
It is so bad. It is awful, and like even he was like disgusted with it. And
What's the name of? What was it? I just want to say the acronym. Campaign to Unify Nations Trophy.
yeah,
Yes. Campaigns campaigns to unify nations. Yeah, you get the point. CUNT, have fun.
So yeah, they kind of like humiliated her.
Yep.
But in like, I don't know what to say. Like, would I have done something similar? Not really. I'm not really like. I don't really believe in like humiliating people.
No,
in
but that's
front
not
of
it. So Josh, I think he did this before, by the way. So the KSI fight back in November, he hired an actor to look
Sorry
like.
to interrupt. Can you take this home, please?
I'm coming with you. You done?
I'm leaving now.
Yeah, I'm coming as well. I'm coming with Mohsen.
Would you? Oh yeah, I'll drop you from
Yeah,
there.
Kafir, you're on your way.
It's not being
I'll
out my
take it
ends,
with
but
Oh,
yeah.
I can't. I'm going now.
Yeah, come take it with you. I'm not going.
I don't have any bags with me.
Wait. Here, please,
Bag it for me.
See, this is look, guys. When you have a brother, just bear in mind he's gonna be a dog. Mohsen can agree.
What's you trying to call your brother a dog? I personally
Mohsen can agree that some brothers can be absolute dogs.
No, I actually love my brothers. My brothers are really
I
good.
love him too, but my brother's a dog. Sometimes. Okay, sorry, you were saying about. Okay, yeah. So back in November, during the KSI fight, he hired an actor who looked very similar to Ed Sheeran,
Oh.
and he was going around taking selfies. He fooled half of the people there, more than half.
Wow.
And like, oh, Ed Sheeran. Oh my God.
No, but that's the thing. I mean, that's like when you see people in public, they look a bit different to what they look like on television. So you're always like 50-50. Is that him? Is it not? I'm not sure. Or is that her? Is it that person or not? So, you know, I've met a couple of football players, in you know what I mean, out and about shopping
I
or
met
whatever.
Joshua.
Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
Where'd you meet him?
I can't say because it was a client thing, but we met him.
Ah.
Yeah.
Is he as tall as he looks on telly?
He's tall.
He looks so tall on
So
television.
when we went to meet with my uncle, I was with him and I was obviously doing client work.
Ah.
Can't say what and where, but yeah. So it was quite exciting. I met him. I'm in India. I didn't get a photo with him. I was too busy working.
But does he look like what he looks like on telly?
Yeah.
Or he looks totally
Yeah.
different?
When I see celebrities in person, I think they look the same. Unless they're movie stars, and obviously they look different in the movies because like maybe the anime
Makeup
or
and
makeup,
yeah, there's a lot of.
But majority, especially YouTubers, by the way,
Mm.
and like musicians, they look. I'm very sorry. Musicians and like YouTubers, they look the same online or offline because the musicians and YouTubers especially, their appearance is not key, so to speak. So they won't go through the extra phase of for movies and televisions where makeup is key because it makes and breaks the scene. You having a busted lip drawn on or the black eye, it makes and breaks the scene. So I kind of get that, but with with them, no, really.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I've gone down to football to watch so many Premier League teams and everything, and some of the players like they do look like what you see on telly. A lot of them they like, you know what, I expect him to be a bit taller or shorter, or I can't recognize who that guy is. You have to read the name on the back of the shirt. But yeah, some look quite similar, some look different. But you're always second guessing. So that's what I mean that he fooled, you know, half of the people there, because in real life you're always second guessing is that person actually that person or not.
Yeah.
So that's why we're able to fool him. Oh, that's what I think. Anyway.
So there's things going trending on Twitter.
Oh, is that the CBBC thing?
Yeah, so CBBC reused a whole history scratch from 10 years ago with a very scant introduction from Nish Kumar. Now hundreds of I'm baffled by this, but apparently
I read it. It was just not interesting, to be honest. Honestly, it's not. If you want to know what's trending, Brexit is trending.
Brexit. So right now.
So 11 o'clock tonight is when we
right
leave.
Now, there are quite a few Brexit-related hashtags. There's Brexit reality. There is hashtag so European. Hashtag I am European.
So do you think being British is like a European identity as well? Do you feel European?
I am European. I'm not.
I know you are European.
No, as in like. So
but do you have to hashtag I am European? Is there some sort of identity? Do you feel?
So I obviously this whole identity crisis. Be like, yeah, you lot can do say your hashtags, have your movements. Policies have been. Jesus Christ! I'm very sorry. Policies have been set. You can't change it anymore. It's too late. You can try. You can keep pushing a movement, and
I'm saying that when you go abroad, Amiraza, do you say I'm European?
No, I say I'm British.
You know what I mean?
Because British is my nationality. British is where I am, where I'm from.
You see, African people, they're very close with their continent. You'll hear African people say, "Yeah, I'm from Africa."
No, but if you have a conversation with anyone from Africa, majority of them will say I'm South African or I'm Nigerian or I'm
I'm
Congolese. Like they will say all of the like if you meet people from the Middle East, they don't say I'm Middle Eastern. No, they say I'm an Arab, I'm Iranian, I'm Persian, I'm Saudi, I'm Khaliji. If you meet someone who's from within Asia, they don't say I'm Asian. They say I'm Chinese, I'm Japanese, or I'm Indian, or I'm Pakistani. It's all of these. So yes and no. So this whole hashtag European thing concept, I get it. You want to say, look, you can't leave your continent. It's kind of stupid. And the whole point of the whole point of EU is for unity. Like, why you want to leave? Like, if you're leaving.
No, but you know what? One thing about the European Union, I mean,
as a consumer and as a like someone who buys products every day, they are very beneficial. Like the GDPR, like I mentioned last time, which is the General Data Protection Rights, where obviously everyone back in 2015 had to update all the T's and all the terms and conditions, all the privacy, because they can't have access to our data. EU have now banned facial recognition.
Oh wow!
So right now in this early stage of facial recognition, they're not allowed to have cameras on the street recognizing my face. I don't want to recognize my face, because say 1 or 2 companies do that, yeah, for health and safety. I understand the health and safety and the safety of your environment and your city, but now they're tracking my moves. Once facial recognition works, they track my move. They see I wake up, I wake up my house and leave. They find my house. They find all of this. Yes, police know this shit, but they don't actually know it.
The police don't know.
They don't. No, so they have like a driving with.
DVLA will know what house you've put in.
So,
not necessarily has to be a
so
place of residence, but
if
I
the
see what you're
police
saying.
stops you, they have to go through checks.
Yeah, DVLA.
But once they have your face, they know your force of habits. They know everything. That data is crucial. People complain, don't get cookies, or my cookies are on the internet, and people have my advertising data and they don't want personalized advertisement. If they got your face, you're gone, because they can find out where you live, what you do.
But
they can actually see you go to McDonald's.
yeah. But the thing is, I mean, I was like, that's what CCTV can do that as well without facial recognition.
But facial recognition is a whole new step,
But
because it constantly follows your face.
Okay, but at the same time, what if you're looking for a wanted fugitive?
No, so
what if you're looking for a criminal?
I understand that for example, I don't know the statistics, but say 1 in every 20 is a criminal, is a fugitive, is whatever. I get that, but then is the 19 you're gonna sacrifice 19 people?
What do you mean by sacrifice 19 people?
So as in, just to catch one person, I get this one person's bad. He can do harm to thousands. So to speak. But for just that one person, you're putting 20 people in an uncomfortable position.
Oh, I see.
Maybe 10 of them, maybe 5 of them are like, yeah, I don't mind, but the other ones won't.
Yeah,
the same way, for example, some people are like, no, I want Brexit. Some people are like, no, I don't want Brexit. Everyone has their own opinions and preferences. So obviously, in terms of my Privacy Act, obviously I prefer no facial recognition. But and like with the whole Brexit, see, so GDPR, Brexit is helping us. We have this new thing with consumer rights law, which if you buy any product within the EU, you have an extra year of manufacturer's warranty. Say you buy an iPhone. You buy tonight I go App Store and I buy an iPhone. With that, I have 1 year warranty. So next year, on the 31st of January, my warranty expires. But because of the consumer rights law, that extends to another year, so 2022, the 31st of January, where because everyone offers 1 year warranty, everyone, it's standard. But things don't break in the first year. They break maybe in
second, third, fourth, yeah.
So just that 1 year, it helps me as a consumer. It helps me as a person living within the territories of European Union. So there are more pros than cons of being EU. The main selling point of Brexit at the time was NHS. That's lies. They say, oh, we give 300 million to EU. Was it 300 million or 250 million? Something like that. To EU. Why can't we spend on NHS? No, you can't spend on NHS because that's not how the budgeting system works. That's not how Treasury works. And yes, we spend 250 with EU because obviously like a licensing fee or whatever, but we get most of that back because our borders are open to all European unions. We get a kickback for that.
Yeah.
I don't know the specifics. But
it's not even that. We actually get a lot of people don't understand this, but we get cheaper deals within Europe to buy, like for example,
cars.
Milk, bread, butter.
Look at cars. Look at Mercedes. Look at Audi. Look at BMW. Look at Mini Cooper. That's also based in Germany now. Look Renault. That's France based.
Yeah.
Volvo. That's also France.
Seat, Spanish.
Seat. Like so, you got Seat. You got Abarth. Obviously, you got that 1% cars like Lamborghinis and
they're all Italian,
you got that. But all of that, as a consumer, you buy them so much cheaper. Watch once you leave Brexit because taxes will go up. So the price
customs go up on them. Yeah.
Customs go up, taxes go up. So for example, let's go. You go abroad, you come back. You buying something in London, you can go to Prague, as they were talking about Prague. You guys will be the same price as London. It will probably be slightly cheaper because of the way of life, but the taxation is the same. You can go buy a pack of cigarettes. The taxation in London is the same taxation in anywhere else.
Yeah.
It's just the community decides prices based on the average living wage of that region. But you go to the airport, you want to go duty free. Your cigarettes aren't duty free because you're within the EU. If your destination is outside the EU, you can buy duty free. That's how this whole EU protects everyone. It's two-way thing.
I think what I like about the EU is that there's no borders. I mean, like if you go from France to Spain to
Shenzhen
Belgium, pardon?
Shenzhen. The Shenzhen zone. So that's obviously most of mainland Europe. Obviously France, Belgium,
Holland,
Luxembourg,
Germany.
Germany. I think Poland's part of it.
Yeah.
Croatia, I don't think it's part of it.
But Bulgaria,
all of those like mainland regions are a thing. And even Switzerland, which is not even part of EU, they're also in it.
But it's nice though. It's just like like when we drive to another area. Welcome to this area. Welcome to. It's like that. Welcome to Finland. Welcome to Germany.
That's sick. Like,
and you just walk. You just drive straight through.
It helps.
It should be like that.
Because like for example, if I was born here, raised here, and I was educated, I can go work in Germany tomorrow. No, I pay. Nothing changes.
Indeed.
Or vice versa. And like people are like, oh, that's not fair on us. They take our jobs and stuff. People who think like that, there's nothing wrong with that because they take the jobs that you're not gonna take anyway. If someone does a job, I'm like, oh, you're taking a job. I don't know.
No, I think you know what it is as well. That a lot of people, they when people get into that state of mind or they get into that situation where it's like, oh, they're gonna take our jobs. It's like, first of all, are you looking for a job? I mean, you're competing with other people anyway.
Yeah.
And competition is healthy, right? Secondly, if you can't find a job, you get up and move. So many people have left their homes, their home countries,
to get a job
to find work.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? There's nothing stopping you. You know, I've got so many mates who've left London to go to America, to work in America, or to go to Canada.
Yeah.
Because that's where the opportunity
That's
is.
the thing. So people, like example, people have left from India, Iran, Middle East, Asia, everywhere. They've left their countries, knowing little English, knowing little whatever, to come work here and get a job. And if they can get a job and you can't, if you are British born or English born with fluent language in English and you can't get a job in your own country, that has nothing to do with people taking the jobs.
I mean, the argument that they use as well is that they work for cheaper. You know what I mean?
That I understand, but then you can choose to
I think the work is worth whatever someone's willing to get paid for it.
Exactly. So no, if you think they're lowering the minimum wage, so to speak, or they're lowering the wage per hour or the worth of the work because they're willing to work for cheaper, give yourself. That has nothing to do with the people coming taking your jobs or taking the low-paying jobs. You need to tell yourself, I'm not worth that much. If everyone, say you work in an office building at £9 an hour, you think you're worth £13 an hour. Tell your colleagues, they still most likely agree. That's why there's unions. That's why there's nurse unions, because they all get paid roughly the same. Because they all say, look, pay us all equally, or we won't do our job. And the people who own the business will force you into your demands.
But speaking on unions and striking and stuff, you know, in Germany, right, when in the UK, when there's like a TFL strike, what happens?
Everyone's collateral.
All right.
Yeah.
So basically, people don't go into work.
People don't go to work.
Right. Do you know what they do in Germany?
You get paid.
Everyone goes to work. They don't charge the passengers any money. So basically, the company loses money because the drivers are letting passengers on for free, right? So they're losing their profits. Plus, they're paying their staff, so they're losing twice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they think that is the most effective way to protest. Could you imagine if that was adopted in London?
It probably would.
Because TFL are a bit lazy. They were a day off work.
You say if that was adopted in London, bear in mind they do that in London anyway. Like I go on the bus, my time most go once or twice, doesn't work, then he lets me or something.
Yeah, but I'm talking about when there is a protest, when there's strike, when they strike.
No, but as in the whole point of protest is you're not paying me enough to do my job, so I refuse to do my job.
No. Yeah, okay, I refuse to do my job, but I'm going on strike.
No, but what's worse? Yes, the company's losing money, but the brand is still good.
No, the company loses money it hurts their pockets.
No, but what? No, yes, it hurts their pockets. I'd rather hurt my pocket for a week than my image.
Okay.
My image is
a week. Okay, you say a week. What if it's a month? What if it's 6? You say that, but it depends how far people are willing to go.
But bear in mind, if you want to compare about businesses, they will find short-term fixes. They'll be like, yeah, safe. Here's a new contract with your new wage, expires next month. They will do that. Businesses do that.
Okay, no, but the thing is, the union is there for that purpose. So they'll look at the contract and they'll say, what the hell is this? Like, you can't offer our union members this contract. See what I'm saying? But I think that is the most effective way to go on strike.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Because they lose money from paying wages and they lose money from their profits. Because everyone's getting, and plus the whole infrastructure of the city doesn't get disrupted neither.
Okay, but then that doesn't raise awareness.
Of course, no, they don't need to raise awareness with people. They need to raise awareness with the company.
No, but when TFL goes on strike, as an
Yeah.
example, everyone knows about it.
Everyone knows about it because it affects their journey.
Yeah, because it affects their journey.
Well, that's
And
it.
Then because of that, I go on Twitter and complain about, I missed my bus today, and I start swearing at TFL.
Okay.
No, but then that's what I'm saying. Because the image is more important nowadays.
Yeah.
Image is more important than money.
No. Money's always been
unless
important.
you're Amazon,
Money.
and you have trillion in the bank account.
I mean, to be honest, you got a point there.
TFL is a non-profit, so money is not important to them.
That's bollocks, bruv. Of course they make profit.
But do you know how much money they make?
They make enough money, man. They are.
Look.
Of course they make profit.
What's the current population like? It's around what?
6-7 million, isn't it?
Population.
I think it's 6 million.
2019. It's
8 million. 8.7 million.
Okay, 8 million as of 2016. So I want to see 2019. Let's see the government website. No. Say so it's 8 million. Say it's around 9.5.
Okay, 9.5 million.
3 years, 3-4 years. So it's around 9.5 million. One bus in London costs £1.50. A single scan for a single journey costs £1.50.
Used to be 70p in my day.
I know, but
Good times.
Yeah, but you also have to count what's the thing called? When the money.
Oh, you can use the bus more than once within an hour.
Not that. No, come on, money. When
London weighing.
When the money influx. It's not influx.
It's called inflation.
Inflation. So okay, 70p. That's due to inflation, by the way. Bear in mind. So 70p in your days probably is £2 today. Like the thing.
No, man. Like back in my day, I'm not even joking. You could find your bus fare on the floor.
Oh, you know, I used to do that. I used to have it. I used to be like.
You know, what I mean, you'd find 20p there, 50p there, like that on the floor, like at school.
Yeah. No, I've
In
I've
them
seen
days.
It, I've seen it for sure. Yeah. No, okay. So here's my point. So there's 9.5 million people in London, approximately. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But imagine just 1 million of them, which is quite a lot. That's a ninth of the population, and I'm guaranteeing you is more. Took one bus, and this is the minimum. One bus, £1.50. That's 1.5 million a day. Just within London.
Yeah.
I'm guaranteeing you.
But that's one bus.
And then that's one bus, and that's 1 million. I'm telling you.
How many buses go through London, and how many trains go through London, how many trams go through London?
So I'm just saying buses within one trip, and that's 1 million people.
Do TfL still have the boat service?
Yeah, they have the river service.
Bloody hell.
No, but
Got everything.
So like, you said okay, I can't do 70p. Okay, let's
do a pound.
Do a £1, yeah. £1, what year?
2003, 2004 is when it went £1. Went up to a quid.
£1 in 2000.
Yeah.
£1.70 now.
Wow.
So.
And how much is the bus fare now?
150.
So technically it's gone down, according to the interest rates or inflation rates. Sorry.
So look, £1 in 1990.
Yeah.
Is £2.30 now.
Used to be, back then it was less than that. The bus would have cost 40p, I think.
In 1990.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it would be 1990.
You want to do 2.29 divided by, well, not divided by times by 0.4 because you want 40% of it.
Yeah.
Which makes it roughly £1. So technically it's gone up, but bear in mind buses today are sick compared to buses your day.
Yeah.
Like,
they're way better now.
They're way better. You got the smart times, the more.
Yeah.
But okay, but there's no point. So TfL are making loads of money, and I'm doing minimum. I'm telling you, there's at least I know there's like 3 million, 4 million cars in London, maybe more.
Yeah.
So there are like some people have 4 cars, but with public transport, there's at least 2 million people, 3 million people taking public transport
daily.
And daily.
Easy,
and say they all take roughly 2 buses a day. That's say 2 million, £3 because they're taking 2 trips. 3 times 2, that's 6 million. That's £6 million a day.
But you're not taking into consideration staff wages and stuff.
Okay,
they get paid a lot though.
No, yes, they get paid a lot. They get paid.
I think the average salary, if you take
roughly for a bus driver, give or take where you work, where you're driving, what you're doing is a grand, 500 to a grand a week. Say a grand a week.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, about grand a week.
Yeah, you fully divide that by 7. How much is that? Say 200. Yeah.
Okay.
This is 5, but say 200 a day per driver. You want to calculate all the drivers in one day? Say if you want to calculate all of that, say 100k a day for wages.
You're right. Actually,
You know what? 100k
a day after making 6 million.
Yeah.
Easy.
That's like.
But then there's also licenses you have to pay for. There's also like tax that I have to pay for.
No, they're
also
non-profit. They're non-profit, so everything they get, you have to reinvest. And I do think they do so sensitive. But I'm telling you, bruv. But say, okay, calculate taxes. What you think more than 100k a day on taxes?
Well, no, it's thinking it's percentage in it. The maximum they're gonna get taxed is 50%.
50%.
Yeah, but that's if it's a private company or if it's a public company. But if it's owned by the government, apparently it's supposed to be government
owned.
owned.
It's a private company. That's a non-profit. So Heathrow is also private.
Oh, BAA. That's the company that owns Heathrow.
Yeah, they're private. And it's nothing to.
Damn.
The only government-owned airport we have is Southend, I think. The rest are all private.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
By the way,
And
do you know how many companies were owned by the government and have been sold off?
Loads.
So we'll start off with the earliest one.
Trains.
Before that was British Gas.
That's private, yeah.
British Gas belonged to the government. Thatcher sold that. Then there was British Rail. That's been sold.
But the thing is, yes, they've been sold, but they are still being regulated by governing authorities.
Well, governing authorities will always, a company house will always regulate companies and stuff like that.
I know, but as in because British Gas, they're non-profit. Are they? I think
No, they're not. I wish they were. They're not. If they were non-profit, all they would do is pay for sustainability. All you'd be paying for is that. You wouldn't be paying for your gas. You'd just be paying for how it's extracted and delivered to your house. That's it. And the wages for the people that did it. That's all you'd be paying for. And if that's and the way they've done it for the whole country, as in they've got big pipes going down to all these different cities and so forth, down every street, and the bill will be split by everyone. You should be paying something like £200-300 a year. That's what you should be paying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but okay, but like my point is, you'd be surprised. Okay, we've divested out European Brexit.
Yeah, indeed. So 11 o'clock apparently.
Yeah.
Most important thing's gonna happen. The transfer window shuts. After that, there's gonna be Brexit, obviously. People are really upset about it, and they're like, "Oh, I'm European." And there was a picture of like a red passport, and I was like,
his passport's turning blue.
My passport, my original first passport I had was blue when I was young.
Why did it become red?
That's when we joined the union.
No, we joined the union. We joined in 1970. No, what was Thatcher?
84, 82. I can't remember. I wasn't born before then. But
73.
So my first, is that when you joined the EU?
73.
Oh. Anyway, mine was still blue. My first passport that I had was blue. And then obviously when I got it, got the new one. What's the word when you renew? That's it. Thank you very much. When I renewed it, obviously, then I got the red one. Then I renewed it again. Then I got the one with the chip. I don't know if the new ones still have chips or not. Yeah, that's the one I had that one there.
Yeah. So
I had one of them.
Okay, yeah. I can't show you guys. It's quite difficult. Well, listen if I can.
It's alright, it's not important. So anyway, yeah, apparently it's tweeting it's trending on Twitter. Everyone's tweeting that, they're going to miss being part of Europe and stuff. I mean, we're technically still part of Europe, we're not part of the European Union.
Yeah. Maybe I still disagree with it.
Maybe we'll get some issues with immigration when we go over, but that's about it. Oh, there you go. What's up?
So I'm going to do this. Boom! So here's the passport.
No, not that one. The one that's on an angle in the middle.
Let me just move my picture down. Here we go.
Yeah, so the one on top of your head. That's the one I had.
It looks like, sorry guys, I'm moving this while you're watching it. I think it probably is a bit disorientating, but it's fine.
Okay, you done with your OCD?
So this one, is it this one you're talking about?
This one, yeah. That one.
So
yeah,
this is the one you used to have?
Yeah, I one of them.
Okay. And then it became this?
Yeah,
this
that's correct.
And then it became this one. So this is the
correct.
one most of us have now.
Currently, yes.
There's obviously other ones. And the new passport, just type in new. I think these are the old ones. So I think these are the new ones. You can't tell. But
you mean after Brexit?
After Brexit.
Yeah, they'll be like these ones, but they'll go back. They'll go to blue.
They'll just go back to blue.
And most countries have blue passports. I've noticed. Even in the Middle East, Lebanese passport's blue, Egyptian passport's blue, American passport's blue.
I think so. That's the whole point. When it's when everyone has the same with like driving licenses and stuff. Most of Europeans
It's
are
pink.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's because you're part of the EU.
I guess it's they want it
It's
more
a
universal, innit?
Standardization. It's the
Universal.
whole. For example, all of the region will have similar colored passports or similar thing just because they want to be similar. That's why all of mainland Europe is kilometers. Or
Oh
that's
yeah,
why-
yeah, yeah. Metric system.
Yeah, they won't swap because it just won't work. Same with Canada, America, Mexico. They will
Yeah,
use-
they've kept it the same. Even we have. I mean, even though we use centimeters and meters, we don't use kilometers for distances.
No.
We still use miles.
miles and yards.
And if you're like me, I use time. 10 minutes down the road, hour down the road, 20
I
minutes.
don't use things.
I use time.
I do use time, but I exaggerate. So when I say it's like 2 minutes down the road, it's probably 5-10 minutes walk, but it feels like 2 minutes.
Exactly. 5-10 minute walk. You don't say it's
No, but I said 2
you know
minutes. I said 2 minutes.
500 yards or
No, I said
you
two-
know.
No, yeah, of course, yeah, you say. So
Something
you
like that.
calculate with minutes. So we give distance in minutes, if not miles or yards. I've never given distance in kilometers.
I don't even use yards.
I don't use yards.
Even in football, I don't even use
but
yards.
because I play tennis,
Oh, you need to use yards in
we
tennis.
use yards because we have this thing
Fair
called a chase, where if the ball double bounces,
What's happening now?
I can't remember my face. If
Getting
I'll
too
say
comfortable,
I'll
I mean,
say
that's
like this, I got forgot.
Getting too comfortable.
When the ball double bounces in a certain region, it depends on how many yards is from the back ball is called a chase. We can get the specifics of tennis.
So, Amiroza,
But yeah.
are you upset about leaving Europe?
Look,
Because I'm not, to be honest.
I did. If I could vote, I would have voted Remain.
Uh-huh.
But I believe in democracy.
I
The country has spoken, whether right or wrong. The country has spoken, and I agree. If with anything, we all vote, and if that's what the majority agree, it's what the majority agree.
I voted to remain, and I would prefer to remain. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether we're in Europe or out of Europe. We need a good governing party to run this country,
we don't have even.
and the Tory party is just
That's the thing. So
diabolical.
the whole thing with
I still don't know how they won.
they won because
Nah, they won because of Brexit.
they didn't win because of Brexit.
Yes,
They
they
won
did.
because the opposition did not show a strong leadership.
Nah.
Corbyn, as good as he
Corbyn-
may be,
Corbyn-
as good as me, like I obviously I did like the Labour Party. There was nothing wrong with them, but Jesus Christ, you lot are making me tired, bruv.
Corbyn, I thought Corbyn was a fine leader, but Corbyn did not have a plan for Brexit. His plan was to have another, voting, another referendum to vote, and then they'll be clarified exactly what the options are and what people can vote for, and then they'll go with that. Whereas Boris had a proper plan, and that's what worked. That's what got them the votes and everything. But
So new tweets that are trending right now is so
How long we got left?
hashtag we got like another 10 minutes. We got hashtag British celebration. We got hashtag.
oh yeah, they were gonna make it Independence Day, Britain's Independence Day. That would become that's some
So
shoppiness,
there's hashtag
man.
leave the lights on. There's a hashtag. There's a hashtag kid I was talking about.
Apparently,
Scotland.
Big Ben was meant to be ready to chime on 11 o'clock,
Yes.
even though it's going under.
Okay, look, it's
restoration.
Honestly, the whole, our government is shambles, and EU would help regulate that. They would have helped regulate, so they wouldn't get involved in our politics, but they help regulate the government.
I
But
don't know.
the fact that you lot left, like, I get it. You want to have the whole nation's pride and stuff. I'm proud. I was born and raised in England. I was born and raised in London, so I'm a proud British citizen. I could even say I'm English because I was born and raised in England.
That's weird. Like in my day when I was growing up, you wouldn't say you're English. You can't say that. You have to say you're British,
Yeah.
because you don't have
But I'm an English.
Anglo-Saxon heritage.
No, exactly. But I'm an English.
Right, you're
Technically, I'm
but if you're born in Scotland, they'll call themselves Scottish, and if you're born in Ireland, they'll call themselves Irish.
Exactly.
So let's say Iranian, immigrants,
Yeah.
right, or expats, right, and Scotland will consider they'll say we're Scottish.
Yeah.
Same with the ones in
Same with British.
Ireland and
So-
Welsh, but the ones in England wouldn't say we're English; they'll
But
say we're
bear in mind,
British.
England is also Britain. England and Britain.
Yeah, but so is Scotland. Scotland's part of Britain.
No.
So is yeah, of course it is. Yeah.
They're part of Great Britain, the greater
Oh,
British territory. No, as in, like I know,
I mean, that's
I,
not
I
proud.
know, I know you're upset. I know that upsets you, but that is
Doesn't
the
upset
great-
me.
No, that is
Britain is Britain. There's no difference between Britain and Great Britain. It's just
No.
the adding on.
no, but that's the whole point of the British colonies. That's why before Britain was an empire, Scotland wasn't part of it. Wales probably was.
It was just kingdom. There were the 4 kingdoms, isn't it? That's why it's called the United Kingdom. We've had a monarchy since 1066.
It's true. William the Conqueror.
Yeah.
I learned that from horrible histories. But no, so I get what you mean, but like, but yeah, so I would classify myself technically as an Englishman, but not also. I am an Englishman with non-English heritage, if you want to say. But like, if you want to think about it, Englishmen are not Englishmen because they don't have English heritage. They're all Anglo-Saxon.
The Swedes and Norway.
And then
No.
you obviously you got the Romans, which are Italians. Then you got the French, like William the Conqueror, like the whole Battle of Normandy. Bunch of French people came. You can say that same with the Dutch didn't really get involved too much, but you can say the same with Dutch. Same with America. You say you're American, yeah, you're right. You are American. You were born and raised in America, but your heritage were not American.
They were Europeans,
They were all
and they were from the working class,
the working class,
the lower
the
social
lower
classes of Europe.
because they
Yeah,
either wanted to leave the monarch, they wanted to leave the tax bracket,
yeah, yeah.
or
And
they
they
were
left.
criminals who were as punishment forced to go do labor there, and it happens, and that's fine. But digressing from the original point of just be proud of where you're from, bro. Don't kick people up.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be fun to see what happens in the next 5 years. I know people who are actually leaving the UK because of Brexit. They're going to Canada. They have. I spoke to them, and it's a really good friend of mine I grew up with, and he's like, the country's going into shambles.
It is.
Right. He's not a Tory, by the way. Even though the area where he grew up, you could say, is quite Tory, and he probably in his early when he was younger, in his early adolescence, you could say that he had certain right views, but now he's a lot older, a lot more mature now, and he's more of a lefty, and he's like, this country is going to shambles.
I think, to be honest,
And I'm getting out of here.
Thing is, even if Labour won, country will still be.
He's applied for his visa and stuff. Like, he wants to residency in Canada.
That's mad. Like I know someone who.
This year, he's gonna leave this year.
I know someone who was a Labour supporter from day one for a long time. They said for a long time they were being Labour supporter for a long time, but now, given this recent election, they voted Tory because they didn't believe in the Labour Party. That's just like, if you look at it, given the last 2 elections, Labour has actually lost seats.
No, you have,
So obviously the last snap.
This one was really bad.
The last snap election, Labour clutched back, gained more seats, and Conservatives dropped. But loads of previous Labour states are now Conservatives.
We nearly locked you guys in.
Well, you not finished.
Everyone's gone.
Okay.
And your granddad's gone, and we don't know how to turn off the lights, so come do it.
We gotta go.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed.
And do you don't want food?
Yes, please.
There's a couple takeaways in the kitchen.
Lovely.
Can you grab for me?
No, come leave with us.
Yeah,
and we'll leave
yeah.
together from the back.
Okay.
You wanna wrap it up?
So yeah, we're gonna leave. We're gonna start early next time. Maybe don't have enough distractions and not enough violations.
And a bit more energy from Amiraza, hopefully.
I've been up until 6 a.m. I was
I bet you ain't.
Wait, go, keep dancing.
No, then my mom's watching us.
yeah, but I've been tired.
Can you come help us turn off the lights? Because your granddad's gone. No
Yeah.
lights anymore.
Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Comment, like, and subscribe. Hopefully we have more intuitive guests. And yeah.
On that note,
Can you turn on the light? Just a second.
bye.